What's going on, guys? Patrick here. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. Today we're going to talk about the two most bullish Bitcoin indicators we've seen in a very long time. So without further ado, let's dive right into this. Really quick, I wanted to share with you guys one of the trades we were in the All-Stars group. So we were able to enter Bitcoin between 9,600 and 9,750, looking for a retest of this support as well as a retest of the EMA ribbon support that we talked about in the last video. Well, from there, you can see exactly what happened, a perfectly executed trade. So for those of you who feel like you are missing out on trades and you aren't able to capitalize on the moves that Bitcoin's making and on the opportunities that Bitcoin is giving us, make sure you check out the first link in the description or the first link in the comments for the cryptocurrency trade alert group. I post every single one of the trades that myself and my team enter in this group, so that if you're a complete beginner, if you don't have time to do technical analysis or you don't know how to do technical analysis, you can copy our exact trades. It takes 2 to 3 minutes to set up. We have altcoin trades, we have leverage trades, and we have a 14-day free trial, so you can try everything we have to offer completely risk-free. And if it doesn't work for you, or if you simply don't like it, whatever reason, no questions asked, you can simply cancel and you will avoid getting charged. We're breaking down all the barriers of entry. I wanted to get that out of the way, talking about this one trade that we were able to get in and kind of guide you through what we saw coming in, what we sort of expected to, how we expected to see this move drop, and then move into the two very bullish signals that are showing right now. So first off, you'll notice a lot of people have been looking at the $10,000 mark as the very strong resistance, and it is, right? It's the 5-figure mark. It's one we've tested multiple times over. However, there is a smaller resistance that we've seen and we've tested multiple times as well. If we put a line roughly around $9,800, you will notice that we have had multiple wicks above this area, and we have previously found a little bit of resistance in this area as well. It's not as strong as the 10K, but it is there as well. So that's one thing you want to know when you're setting up your targets, when you're setting up your entries, knowing that that was a small area of resistance as well, and the potential of us coming back down to retest this mark. It was a very straightforward trade. Now notice as we speak, we are still in this pattern that we've been in for a very long time. Volume is still declining. We are still expecting a big move, whether it's a break above 10K, which could bring us into be the catalyst for the next real bull run, or a break below, which we would need to break below roughly around this area here, break below the EMA ribbon on the daily time frame, which would bring us down into roughly the mid 8,000s, maybe even a little bit lower. So that's sort of what we're waiting to see happen. That's the highlight. That's what I was looking at in terms of entering this position. I want to share that with you guys so you guys can get an idea of how things look from my end and why exactly we chose to execute certain trades. However, the two bullish signals starting off right now, look at what we see happening here. This is the hash ribbon. Now, the hash ribbon, I'm not going to go into detail explaining what it's about. However, one of you guys, one of my subscribers, one of the viewers pointed this out to me, that we saw it happen. And every single time we usually see this buy signal come in, well, things usually look pretty good after. Let's just get an idea. The last buy signal right over here, right? You guys can tell it wasn't the greatest of moves, but I mean 7,200 up to 10,000, not a bad move either. Even going a little further back, look what happened here. 7,150 topped out at 10,500. Another very bullish sign. Even zooming back to all the way was this January 9, 2019 buy signal here. This was at the bottom, basically timed the bottom for us. It went from 3,500, dropped a little bit to 3,300. We always say there's moves up and down. The overall trajectory is what we're interested in. Yeah, it went all the way up to $14,000, right? Not a bad signal over there. And then scrolling all the way back, you'll see even all the way back here, a buy signal here, and you guys can tell what happened. It went from $600 to $20,000. It's a very accurate signal. Obviously not one that we want to use by itself all the time. However, it is one that we want to tie in with our technical analysis. So if we are looking right now at the price and we're seeing this come in, we're waiting to see a break above 10K. If we do see that break above, right, the break we've been waiting for, the break of the pattern with this buy signal showing as well, things are looking very bullish. But that's not the only bullish signal. Let's move into the 4-hour, the 1 hour, and talk about everything else that's going on in the market. Let's just close this out really quick so we can take a look at the analysis. You'll notice the daily, like I mentioned, was still above the EMA ribbon, still on a bullish trend, looking like it might try to retest, or it is trying to retest that support if it breaks below that could be very bearish. We could see a couple of weeks even of more red action, but long term, things still look good in my opinion. The 4-hour though broke below the EMA ribbon shortly after a break above. It's a very tight EMA ribbon right now. As you guys can tell, it's very tight. It's looking like it might try to do the flip again to enter the bearish side. However, like I said, these tight EMA ribbons, I want to wait a little more till we can see something more like this, see a clear indicator of the trend, because we're seeing a lot of very narrow flips. One flip up, then we broke again right back down, waiting to see the EMA ribbon open up and give us a more clear indicator. That's on the 4-hour. The 1 day we saw was still pretty good, and the 1 hour very similar as well. Let's just get in here. Whoops. So as you guys can tell, on the 1 hour we broke below after breaking above on the around about the 21st of June 2020. We broke below again over here. We saw the bearish flip, so the 1 hour time frame is looking a little more bearish. But note right now how at one point we came down, we retested the support, right? Note as well, and that's what we're doing right now. Note as well that we have quite a big gap from the EMA ribbon right now and the price, so I would not be surprised whatsoever if we have a little bit of a pump to catch up to the EMA ribbon, to close that price gap, or even to just trade sideways and allow the EMA ribbon to catch up. We're seeing a little more volume on the 1 hour time frame here. However, like I said, the big picture, what we're looking at, the big picture pattern on the daily time frame, the volume is still very clearly declining from what it was at over here. Just taking the averages, and then over here, we have much less volume going on over here, which means once we do see a break, we could expect a lot of volume to come in for that, and that to be a catalyst for the move either to the upside or to the downside. But that's the first one we were talking about. That's the first bullish pattern, or the bullish signal that we were talking about, looking at the overall market. Before we dive into the second one, which I think a lot of you guys might know what it is, 3.25% down Bitcoin, bringing all the altcoins down with it. Very straightforward pattern that we're seeing in the market, right? Very normal trend. Bitcoin is down 4%. Altcoins are going to be dropping as well. Very few are going to be seeing any type of green in the market. Overall, it's going to be a majority of red, and that's exactly what we're seeing. But bullish news, PayPal. PayPal's apparently hiring crypto engineers, and this is during the rumor of them having Bitcoin integration. Now, you can remember PayPal has previously had some issues, both good and then bad with Bitcoin, where, you know, they closed some accounts, and there's several of that stuff happening. However, the first listing of note is for a job title, technical lead crypto engineer, and this is for PayPal, which is obviously, you guys can tell, 305 million users. If they do open the purchase of Bitcoin to that, it'd be really interesting to see how many people actually do jump in, but just making it more accessible is obviously a path to getting more mass adoption. But that's not it. Apparently, fintech giant PayPal plans to roll out direct sales of cryptocurrency to its 325 million users, according to three people familiar with the matter. So PayPal and Venmo apparently to roll out crypto buying and selling. This came from a very reputable source, although not 100% confirmed. It came from a source, a well-placed industry source. They told CoinDesk that their understanding is that they are going to allow buys and sells of crypto directly from PayPal and Venmo. They are going to have some sort of built-in wallet functionality so you can store it there as well. So making it not only easy for people to buy it, but also to store it, similar to what we saw Coinbase do in the beginning. If you guys remember, Coinbase, both you can buy and sell, you can actually store it on there as well. And that made it one of the most beginner-friendly exchanges out there, where people were jumping on really quick to get on there because they could buy, they could store it there, and then figure out what to do with it later. But it was a very simple place. They could use their card to go ahead and purchase Bitcoin and join in on the fun without a lot of questions asked, without a lot of hassle. That's why so many people went onto Coinbase in the beginning. Same thing we could be seeing here if this does come out. PayPal and Venmo, we saw similar things with Robinhood, right? People getting a little more access, although that is a little more restricted. PayPal and Venmo, if 325 million users have the possibility of buying Bitcoin and storing it there as well, you can bet, especially if we start seeing a little bit of bullish momentum, that a lot of people are going to FOMO in. They're going to buy just to say that they bought, even if it's just a small amount, and that obviously creates the snowball effect that would lead to a lot more adoption. And again, more adoption for people that are holding in right now means an increase in price. More people buying, basic supply and demand. If the supply stays the same and we get way more demand, the price is going to go up. So that's something we want to keep an eye on as well. But two very bullish signals. One, obviously that hash ribbon flip, the buy signal, very, very bullish. And then this coming out, if this is true, not confirmed 100%, but if this is true, is a very bullish sign for the crypto space and for everybody involved. So for you, it's going to be great if this does happen. Good news to come. Obviously, there can still be price drops in the short term. We saw one of the buy signals was followed by a $250 drop, a $300 drop, and that's from the $3,000 level. So keep that in mind, that when we're at 10,000, might even mean a $500, $600, $700 drop. But overall, long term, things are still looking very good. So now is not the time to panic. I believe personally, not a financial advisor, not telling you guys what to do, but to me right now, it looks like the time to get excited because more and more things are piling up that long term are looking very bullish. From the halving, then what I mentioned right now, long term, they are looking very, very bullish. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget, leave a thumbs up. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys want to see me talk about on Friday, or if we're just going to do the basic technical analysis. If there's anything you guys want to see covered, let me know in the comments down below, and let me know your thoughts on PayPal and Venmo. Potentially sources telling us that they could be adding buying and selling as well as a wallet for crypto. Let me know your guys' thoughts on that down below if you think that's true, if you don't think that's true. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on Friday for another video.